Wake up, check your phone. Ignore the alarm, you're still alone. Wake up, rewind the night. Who are you? But also kind of who am I? Wake up, check your phone. Pre-party for the apocalypse, don't forget to RSVP.
In another one of my quarantine phases, I have decided to binge a ton of 90s commercials featuring Cindy Crawford and a bunch of other girls. And I decided that I now live in the 90s. And also, fall makeup and 90s makeup, they kind of are similar to me in the sense where it's all browns, it's very low-key, but like sexy kind of thing. So I've been rocking these vibes. But anyways, hopping right into the tutorial, I just primed my face with some oil by Guerlain and also a little bit of this Honest Moisturizer. This moisturizer is such a good makeup base moisturizer. It's like a little bit shimmery, but not too much. And it also isn't super oily, so it sinks right in. For my lip prep, I'm just going to take a little bit of this Agave Plus by Bite Beauty. I'm just going to pop that on, let it soak in while I do the rest of my face. And it's so sweet. Okay, this actually tastes really good. And I always have to try not to, like, eat it. Try your best, okay? Don't eat your lip products. For my primer, I'm taking this Pacifica Hemp Blur Pore Primer. It is quite a sticky one. I know a lot of people prefer those, like, silicone, matte kind of primers, but this is very sticky, so it just depends on what you like. I don't mind that. I feel like foundation actually sticks better to when it's really sticky than when it's super slippery, so that's my 2 cents on that. I'm taking my Born This Way matte foundation by Too Faced, and it's more for the color rather than for coverage because I just wanted to match my neck. For my concealer, I'm going to be taking my Armani Luminous Silk Concealer and just kind of dotting it on what I need. I feel like Accutane has done my skin pretty good. I feel like I don't really need to cover much anymore. P.S. that video is still coming. I filmed it literally, not exaggerating, 5 times. Once I can gather the mental strength to film it for the 6th time is when it's coming. But anyways, I'm blending out my concealer. This concealer is good for blemishes, however, not the best for under eyes, so do with that information as you will. I'm gonna contour pretty heavily. Like I said, I watched a lot of these 90s supermodel commercials and I just refuse to replicate their looks without the cheekbone part. It's my favorite. I like high cheekbones, they make me happy. So I'm contouring it with my matchsticks in the shade Amber, aka the only contour that matters and the only one that exists. And then I'm just gonna set everything with my MAC powder. Make sure to kind of blot your face with these rather than swipe it around because the coverage is gonna go bye-bye and you also want to kind of keep it pressed in place. To bring a little bit more warmth, since it is a fall and it is a 90s look and they loved their browns back in the day, I'm taking this Estee Lauder Bronzed Goddess and I'm just hitting the high points of my cheekbones and also just bronzing my forehead a little bit. They weren't really big on contour products. It was more of a blush kind of vibe, but, you know, that's just not how we do. For my brows, I'm keeping it cash, keeping it cute, and keeping it very minimal. I'm taking this bareminerals brow gel. They just came out with these. I love the brush on these things. If you have a lot of colored brow gel experience like I do, a lot of them come out with these super shitty brushes that absolutely destroy everything. They get color everywhere, the hairs are all a mess. This brush is beautiful. The only thing is that it doesn't really stay up and put throughout the day, so I like to kind of use a little bit of Benefit 24-hour setter just on top of that if I am going to be having like a long day and I want them to be nice and primed and high up. In the 90s, the brows were quite thin and quite arched. I'm just taking a little bit of my Fenty brow pencil and I'm accentuating them just a little bit. I don't want to overdraw them because that just wasn't really the vibe. I'm going to sweep a little bit of some clear translucent powder into my crease and just in my eye. Just so my eyeshadow has a little something to work with and it blends all nice. And then I'm going to move on to a single shadow. This one is the Saddle one. It's pretty much their universal taupey brown shade by MAC. And I'm going to start building my crease. I wanted to keep the eyes very sultry and very sexy for this look, so the crease had to be quite defined, and I'm going to smoke out the rest. Just really taking my time on that. I want it to be not a cut crease, but, you know, kind of a cut crease, like a natural cut crease. For that pop on the lower lash line, I'm taking the shade called Mulch, which is a velvety, shimmery eyeshadow, and I'm starting to build that up. It really ties the look together. I never put eyeshadow on my lower lash line, and in this look, I was like, you know what? Why don't we do that? I'm also adding a little bit of that color into the outer V just so the eyeliner has a little something to work with. And then for the eyeliner, I'm taking the Costa Riche by NARS, and I'm starting to feather that in. I wanted to keep the eyeliner nice and straight. It's not really a winged liner. It's more of like an extension of my own lash line, you feel? Gonna skip the falsies, but for my mascara, I'm just building it with my Bare Minerals mascara, which has the same brush as the brow product that I just used, and honestly, they really killed it with those. Not gonna lie, the fact that this lip liner shade matches the eyeliner shade so well makes me really happy. This is just the Bobbi Brown lip liner in the shade Cocoa. I'm overlining just a tiny bit, but making sure not to like overdraw too much and also keep the lines quite crisp and not too blended. That was all the rage. And I'm also pairing it with my MAC's Cherish lipstick, which is like the most perfect universal nude. I don't even know. If you don't own this, like, please get on it. Also get a stripped down lip pencil while you're at that. And other than that, that is it for the look. I hope this was some good 90s / fall makeup inspo for you. And other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video.